welcome to Nourish, where we feed you bite-sized nuggets of wisdom for your body, mind, and soul. My name is Tammy Mack, and I'm so excited to be here with you today because we are talking about the Leo full moon. Now, in the Northern Hemisphere, this is called the snow moon, because we have so much snow on the ground. Here on the prairies, it is cold, there's lots of snow, and so it is a perfect name. But an even better name is the hunger moon. Now, there's some North American tribes, they call it the hunger moon because of the scarce food sources and because it's so hard to be hunting at this time during midwinter. You think about it, all the animals are hibernating, it's cold outside, there may be lots of blizzards. All of the abundance that was carefully cultivated and stored throughout the winter is starting to dwindle a little bit. And so this is also called the hunger moon. Now, it's really interesting that it's called the hunger moon as well, because we are also in the energy of desire, and desire is another name of hunger. So yeah, they knew what was going on way back in the day. Now, this is the Leo full moon, and this is a really, really powerful moon, celebrating the Leo, which is the sun, even though it's far away in the Aquarius energy. So this Leo full moon is all about letting go of old commitments, old obligations, really dialing in what it is that you want to commit to, and what it is that you're desiring. So letting go of what no longer you want to commit to, what you want to be doing, some of the things that you may have been burnt out from, some of the things that you just have been half-assing in your life, and really deciding whether or not it is something that you truly want to commit to or something that you're ready to let go and to allow new desires to come into. So when we look at the Leo, we know that it is a fixed fire element. So when it's a fixed fire, it's kind of a little bit stubborn, right? It can be a little bit stubborn. It takes a while for transformation to occur because it likes to stay in its comfort zone. And the ruling planet is the sun. Now, once again, the sun in the Northern Hemisphere is furthest away, right? So it's cold. And so when you have this Leo energy in your chart, in your natal chart, it really becomes a sense of self-empowerment, right? Connecting to your own sense or your own inner fire, your own sun, and using that to power up what it is that you want in your life when the sun is so far away. So the Leo, they tend to be bold, they're very intelligent, they're warm, they're courageous, and they are the natural leaders of the zodiac. They are ready to blaze a trail and make a name for themselves along the way. So the Leo is like the stars, right? They're the celebrities. They're the ones that are out there in the forefront, blazing trails, inspiring others, influencing others by being themselves because they're self-empowered. Now, the Leo can seem as though they're a little self-centered, but that's because they truly understand what self-love is. They understand that they have to fill themselves up first. They have to come into their own self-love practices so that they can fill up their cup and serve from the saucer, right? So they have to be full of themselves, especially if you're a leader or you're a star, you're an influencer. You have to be a little full of yourself because otherwise you are trying to get power from validation from other people, right? If you're not full of your own power, then you can start in the shadow side, start trying to take power from other people and trying to fill up your power from other sources other than within yourself. And that may leave you feeling as though you are not full of the person that you are meant to be. and you start comparing yourself to others. So they have fire in their veins. They are here to be fire in their lives, and therefore they can be a little bit hot-tempered. They can be all this fire and all this passion and then fizzle out, right? So they can have a short fuse. Now, as I said, Leos are self-empowered. They find their own source of power and connect to that so that they don't drain it from others. And so I have Leo in my earth element, for instance. And so I turn to meditation as a way of connecting to my own source of power. And that way, when I come and I share, I know that I'm sharing from my own source of power, and I'm not looking for validation. I'm not trying to overpower other people. I'm not looking to steal power away from other people. I come with my own sense of empowerment. My cup is full, and I'm serving from my saucer. Now, when we look at Leo in the Major Arcana of the Tarot, it's depicted in the Strength card. And this is once again talking about inner strength. It's mastering the raw emotions in order to bring calm to yourself or situation, right? Because we have that fire in our veins. And so we have the self-mastery of learning how to self-regulate ourselves, how to calm ourselves down when we need to in a situation in life. That way we're not having a short fuse and burning out and screaming at everyone else. So we're overcoming the obstacles we face in relations to our own doubts, fears, and anxieties. Now, here is the really interesting thing about this Leo energy. Because we are self-empowered, we are empowered by our own sun, we also are more influenced by our own self-talk, our own fears, our own doubts, our own anxieties, and that can dim our light. So it's not always what other people are saying to us. It's really the stories that we're telling ourselves. So taming the inner lion within yourself is going to give you the courage to conquer your inner fears. Now, when we look at the Leo card, we look at the Strength card, it is symbolized by a woman. We see a woman here. She is not scared of her lion, right? So she has the basic symbol of the Strength card and the infinity sign, which is a figure 8 on its side, which symbolizes eternal life. And it's evolution, right? So it's a spot, it's going in this figure 8 where it's a self-empowerment. It's filling up your own cup. It's coming from your own source and not from other sources, other people, other situations in your life. And if we see that she has a chain of roses around her, and this is connecting to her own sense of beauty, her own sense of prosperity. When we look at the rose, we see that it's an evolution, it's a spiral. And so people that are Leos, they may have had to overcome their own stories in their life in an evolution, in a spiraling evolution, so that they can come out on top and be the leaders, be the influencers, so that other people can see what is possible when you believe in yourself. Now, when we use human design, we see that the Leo is in the moon and in the earth. It's in gate 29 of commitment. Now, it's in the sacral energy. And so this is connecting to life force energy. Now, if you're a sacral being, you have that consistent flow of life force energy. You always have this. And so it's connecting back into that life force energy. If you are not a non-sacral being, if you're an energetic being, if you are a projector, a manifester, or a reflector, you take in that sacral energy, you amplify it out. And so you're a master of what it is that you want to commit yourself to, because you know that this is precious. You know that you don't always have consistent access to it. And so you're very mindful of what it is that you commit to. So the full moon invites us to consider what to commit to and what to let go of, where to trim the fat, where are you half-assing in your life, so that you can come back and be in full devotion towards your goals, towards your dreams. Now, this is on the cusp of Valentine's Day, and so this could be a full devotion to the commitments in your relationships, whether it's your family, whether it's your partner, or whether it's your commitment to yourself. When you're fully committed to yourself and your goals, you will have that sustainable energy that is powered by you and that inner life force. Whether you're a sacral being or an energetic being, where you're gaining that mastery of knowing where to use that energy and really using that force to be committed in your life. And when we're looking at, in the last 6 months, what commitments have you made that are no longer working for you? That you may have started a goal, started something, and you're 6 months later, you're either just going through the motions and you're not really committed to it. You're kind of pissed off that you made this commitment and now you have to follow through, or not, right? Because this is also the power of being able to say no. What is it in your life that you can say no to, and how easy is it to say no? Saying no is a cultivated awareness that is gained through mastery. It's gained through practice. It's gained through trial and error. And so it's really strengthening that yes and no muscles. And so if you're a sacral being, really connecting to, is it a full body yes or a full body no? And really honoring that in your journey. Now we have the sun in Aquarius, and it is in the gate 30, the gate of desire, or the gate of hunger, right? Now, this is emotional energy. This is in the emotional solar plexus. And this emotional energy is transformational energy that uses the fire of passion and desire to create clarity in your life, and not to be so engulfed by it that it burns you out. So you look at it as a 2-year-old. When a 2-year-old is screaming in a temper tantrum because there's something that they want, but they don't know how to express themselves yet. So all they do is scream and yell and scream, and they have a temper tantrum, and then eventually it burns out, right? And so it's having that commitment of no, to say no when the time is right. And really cultivating that wisdom of how it is to use that powerful fury, hungry desire that you want in life, and how to manage that energy. So we use this fire of passion and desire to burn away these old stories that are no longer serving you, that you may have committed to in the past, but are no longer in alignment with who you are now, with what you want now. And being able to either put it away and say no, or re-fire your passion so that you can recommit to the goals that you set for yourself. So you can use this to burn away. We came from that Kali fire of revolution, burning away, cutting the ties to what no longer serves us. And we use this in desire as well to fuel that fire, that burn of what it is that you desire. And when you have a strong commitment, when you have a strong bhakti, right? It's this fiery passion that is almost centered, right? It's almost, single frame focus. Like, this is what I want, and I'm going to use that passion, that fire. I'm going to rebuild it. I'm going to rekindle it in order for me to have the energy to commit to the goals that I wrote. And so this can bring you back to either writing a new story or strengthening the story that you already had and bringing it back into alignment with your current evolution. So I have some journal prompts. If you're not a journaler, I totally understand. I go in waves where I am and where I'm not. And so if you do not journal, then I highly recommend having a really good friend that you can talk this out. Having a contemplation practice, it's however you do it, whether it's journaling, whether it's through tarot cards, whether it's through going for a walk and thinking about this, whether it's having a good friend talk it out, however it is, it's just to get this energy out. So these are the journal questions. What am I half-assing in my life? Is it time to reassess my goals and what I want to devote my precious energy to? So really taking stock. I do have a practice, and you can definitely send me a message and email and I can give this to you. And it's one that many coaches use, where you have a circle and you put different things in your life that you're working towards, and you rate it on a scale from 1 to 10. And you see how bumpy that ride is, how evenly keeled that wheel is, and where it is that you perhaps want to put some new energy in to make that more balanced in your life. Am I burnt out? Right? Like, have you started a New Year's resolution January 1st? You went with full gusto, and you ended up just burning yourself out because instead of taking small, tiny bites towards your goal, you went to the gym and started squatting, say 200 pounds right off the bat, because that's something that you did back in high school and you thought you could get back there again. And now you're sore and you don't have the energy or the desire to go back. Or perhaps you have started a new diet and you've let it slide a little bit, and now you're like, you don't know where you're at, and you don't know if this is the right way for you to do it. Did you go all in, all barrels firing, and now you just quit after 6 weeks because you don't have the energy for it? This is coming back to see, am I burnt out? Do I need to find a different way to do this? Am I committing myself to too many things? Where is it that I want to commit my energy to, and why? Right? Asking yourself that big question. What is my desires? What is it that I want to achieve? And what is my big why? Because connecting to the why sometimes helps you bring in the how. Now, is it for myself? Am I doing this for myself? Or am I doing it to make other people happy? Am I doing this because it was a conditioning that I thought, well, I have to do this because this is what everyone else is doing. This is part of the process of growing up, right? Why am I doing this? And is it true for me? Or is it something that I thought I had to do? For instance, I'm in this 30-day club, Instagram club, that we're supposed to post reels every single day. And I started thinking about it, and am I doing it for me? Is it driving me? Or am I doing it because I said I'd commit to this and everyone else is doing it and I should be doing it too? So then I start putting out crappy reels just to stay consistent, and I don't feel good about it anymore. So what are your commitments, and is it for you, or is it to make other people happy, or your conditioning, or because you said you're going to do it? How often do I stand in my power and say no? Right? How many times have we committed to doing things that we didn't want to do because we felt like we had to? I work in healthcare, and I have gotten really good at saying no to shifts, and they used to love, and it depends on the scheduler, but they used to love to use guilt, right? We have no one. They had all these different stories, and I had gotten really good at saying no, because I did burn out from working 16-hour days and getting really bitter and resentful as a projector. What do I truly desire? right? So this is coming back to what it is. Why is it that I truly desire this? Is it something that I truly want? Is it a conditioned response? Is it something that I think that everyone should have and I should have it too? And how can I stay in an energetic alignment to fulfill them without burning out, right? So this is not going into it full of glory and all blazing glory, but really, how can I do this in a way that's going to keep me in alignment, that is going to keep that inner fire burning to a point where I can keep it consistent and I can keep, bringing that fire bigger and bigger through consistency instead of trying it in one follow swoop and then the fire burning out completely. So I hope you enjoyed that. If we want to work together, you can email me at tammymac27@hotmail.com. My website is www.tammymac.podia.com, or you can find me on Instagram at I am Tammy Mac. I hope that you have a wonderful full moon, that you use this fire and this passion to really look back at what it is that you want to create in your life.